I'd like to call the meeting to order. Roll call of Alderman.
Alderman Hazel.
Here.
Alderman Kinsella.
Here.
Alderman Gusa.
Here.
Alderman Bittner.
Here.
Alderman Randall.
Here.
Alderman Tyler.
Here.
Alderman Anthony.
Here.
Alderman Ovian. Alderman Silsby.
Here.
Alderman Dillman. Here. Alderman Seibert.
Here.
Alderman White.
Here.
Alderman Galetti.
Here.
Alderman Elmore.
Here.
Alderman Wigington. Alderman Musgrove.
Here. Alderman Wigington's excused. I haven't heard from Ovian.
He said he was going out of town.
Oh, that's right, he did tell us that.
Yeah.
Both of them are excused, please, because you marked that down. He did tell me that. Roll call department heads.
City Treasurer Hart.
Here.
City Attorney Horner.
Here.
Police Chief Clay. Fire Chief Ford.
Here.
Ken Vaughn.
Here.
Royce Carlisle.
Here.
Jamie Matrid. Tim Gregwitz.
Here.
Sherry Faber.
Here.
Andrew Spearman.
Here.
Anissa McCaskill. Chuck Schaefer. Debbie Belleville.
Here.
And Bob Sable.
Bob Sable's excused. Mike Parks is here for Chuck Schaefer. Captain Moody's here for Chief Clay. And I missed some, oh, and Jamie Matrid's excused. I excused him from that. Okay, at this time, ladies and gentlemen, if you would stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. First thing I want to remind everybody is we'll start. We have a public hearing even before public participation tonight, but when we get to public participation, after I call on you, please step up to the microphone and use the microphone if you choose to speak. And keep your comments to 2 to 3 minutes. And Alderman, please use the microphones as well, so that we can pick everything up for the, where we're required to record. We want to make sure it's clear. Next thing I want to go over real quickly, if we had to leave here because of any emergency reasons such as smoke or fire, there's several exits, one behind you over there, one as you came in. We would just ask if possible, I know it's cold outside, but if possible to meet in front of the auditorium so we can kind of check with everybody if the people you were sitting with all got out safely. If we had a storm ever come up and we're in this building, we ask that you carefully go down the steps into the inner hallways where there's no glass, or even the bathrooms might even be better as a safe place for protecting ourselves. Okay, at this time this evening, I'm going to officially open a public hearing. This public hearing is the pending annexation for 1420 and 1422 Centerville Avenue, parcels 80290406042, and then comma 082909407007. I officially open it and to ask the members of the audience or council if anybody has any concerns or questions about this requested annexation. The annexation, I believe, I don't have it, Anissa, that's for that address, but it's properties being used as a tow company?
Correct. 3 acres. 3 acres.
3 acres. This is on Centerville Avenue. As you know, the property on Centerville Avenue is in and out right there. The boundaries bounce significantly. Any questions about this? We are just required to allow the public, the notifications were made, correct? I guess before, to neighboring areas, etc. If there's no one here to object or have any comments to this, hearing, seeing none, I will close this public participation. We go now into the regular part of our meeting and open it up for public participation of the general meeting tonight. Is there anyone tonight that has anything that they're wanting to say? Yes, sir.
Short Leonard, Belleville, Illinois. Chief Clay called me a liar and a troublemaker, but I'm no liar, I may be a troublemaker, but he is the real liar, calling me a danger to the community and telling Jay Hoffman's office he had nothing to do with calling me that. And why spend $121,000 for a roof on Meredith's home? They may want to haul trash out holes cut in the roof, then let the developers fix the roof. why not wait till Deer House by Shrine is nearing completion before spending $3 million on sewer? I still haven't figured out why pay $1 million for a $150,000 piece of property. The lake needs dredging out before any fish can be stocked. The only thing out there is the overpriced playground, a parking lot, a restroom, and muddy walking trails, and a few swampy lakes. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else is here this evening? Hearing none, I'm going to close public participation. We'll move into the regular part of the meeting. I have no appointments or recognitions or presentations tonight, so I'd ask for the approval of the minutes of City Council meeting December 5th, 2016. What's your pleasure? Alderman Seibert, make a motion to approve and accept the minutes. Do I hear a second by Alderman Silsby? Do I hear discussion? Yes, sir.
On page 3 of 8 of the minutes, where it's under the title Alderman Kinsella, the third line down, it says the city does it, meaning we have economic development to make money for the state. That was to make money for the city, not the state. I think it's, my wording was, we don't do it for its own sake, and that probably came out sounding like state, okay? So I'd like to have that changed to the city does it to make money for itself.
Okay, duly noted.
And I have a second one also.
Okay, you're allowed to.
Go to page 8 of 8. And it's, excuse me while I get there, I'm sorry. The second, well, the top is not a full paragraph, so it's a second paragraph. Alderman Bittner asked if there were any cost overruns on City Hall. Mayor Eckert stated that it is currently being reviewed. Alderman Bittner stated since the city had no control over the architect, that's not a sentence. So I don't know if Alderman Bittner would like to explain what he had, or if we'd strike that.
Or maybe you need to re-listen to the tape.
Whatever, but it just doesn't make sense. And I have to say that I'm glad I'm not the one that has to type this from.
That's why I made the
audio
comment,
tape.
please speak into the microphones. It's hard. It's hard. Any other comments or questions concerning those other than those two comments about those, needed adjustments possibly in the minutes? Anything else? Hearing none, we have a motion and a second. All in favor of accepting the minutes and filing them signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We have the claims, payroll, and disbursements. I'd ask for a motion to pay the payroll in the amount of $4,003,342.18, and I'm sorry, that's the claims disbursements, and the payroll in the amount of $911,252.85. Do I hear a motion? Alderman Anthony makes the motion. Do I hear a second? Second, Alderman Kinsella. Do I hear discussion? Roll call.
Hazel.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Pusa.
Aye.
Bittner.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Tyler.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Silsby.
Aye.
Dentelman.
Aye.
Seibert.
Aye.
White.
Aye.
Galletti.
Aye.
Elmore. Musgrove.
Aye.
Motion carries. Treasurer's report. I'd ask for a motion to approve, to accept and file for audit the statement of cash and investment report November 2016. So everybody at once. Alderman Elmore makes the motion, second by Hazel. Discussion on receiving and filing for audit signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Oral reports, health and housing. We go to Alderman Kinsella.
On behalf of the Health and Housing Committee, I would like to make a motion to accept the low bid from Schaefer Excavating in the amount of $27,600 for the demolition of 226 North 12th Street, 5000 West Washington Street, 602 Auburn, and 1200 Bel Air Drive.
Motion by Alderman Kinsella. Do I hear a second? Second by Alderman Hazel. Do I hear discussion on that motion coming from housing? Roll call.
Hazel.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Pusa.
Aye.
Bittner.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Tyler.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Silsby.
Aye.
Dentelman.
Aye.
Seibert.
Aye.
White.
Aye.
Galletti.
Aye.
Elmore. Musgrove.
Aye.
Motion carries. We have the Planning Commission. Alderman Gentleman.
On behalf of the planning commission, I'd like to make a motion to approve the site plan and elevations for the Burger King at 5979 Belleville Crossing.
Motion by Alderman Dillman, second by Alderman Seibert. Any discussions on this motion coming from the planning commission? Roll call.
Hazel.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Pusa.
Aye.
Bittner.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Tyler.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Silsby.
Aye.
Dillman.
Aye.
Seibert.
Aye.
White.
Aye.
Galletti.
Aye.
Elmore.
Aye.
Musgrove.
Aye.
Motion carries. Alderman Kinsella, Economic Development.
On behalf of Economic Development and Annexation, I'd like to make a motion to approve the annexation for 1420 to 1422 Centerville Avenue.
We have motion second by Alderman Pusa. Discussion. Roll call.
Hazel.
Aye.
Pusa.
Aye.
I'm sorry, Kinsella.
Aye.
Pusa.
Aye.
Bittner.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Tyler.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Silsby.
Aye.
Dillman.
Aye.
Seibert.
Aye.
White.
Aye.
Galletti.
Aye.
Elmore. Musgrove.
Aye.
Motion carries. Alderman Kinsella.
I make a motion to approve a development agreement with Belleville Restaurant Services LLC for the construction of a new Burger King restaurant located at 5979 Belleville Crossing Street.
We have a motion by Alderman Kinsella, second by Alderman Hazel. Discussion on the motion for approving the Burger King. Roll call.
Hazel.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Pusa.
Aye.
Bittner.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Tyler.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Silsby.
Aye.
Dillman.
Aye.
Seibert.
Aye.
White.
Aye.
Galletti.
Aye.
Elmore.
Aye.
Musgrove.
Aye.
Motion carries. Alderman Kinsella.
I make a motion to approve a redevelopment agreement with MH Associates LP for redevelopment of the former Meredith Home property located at 16th South Illinois Street.
We have a motion by Alderman Kinsella. Do I hear a second? Second by Alderman Dillman. Do I hear discussion? Roll call.
Hazel.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Pusa.
Aye.
Bittner.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Tyler.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Silsby.
Aye.
Dillman.
Aye.
Seibert.
Aye.
White.
Aye.
Galletti.
Aye.
Elmore.
Aye.
Musgrove.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next one is a motion from administration. I'd ask for a motion to approve the purchase of parcel lot 08-22.0-342-005, which is 314 North Church Street, and parcel lot 08-23.0-342.0179, which is 818 West Washington Street from St. Clair County Trust, for the sum of $779.25 each. Would I hear a motion? Alderman Kinsella, second by Alderman Silsby. These are properties that we have torn down. We've already had them in court for a long time. But for us to be able to execute our ability to, since nobody's going to come forward and pay us to acquire the property, St. Clair County Trust now has said we have to clear up the minimum payment on the taxes. And that was here. So this is something relatively new, stuff started last year. I guess last year, 2 years now, we've had to do a couple of these. So we have a motion, we have a second. Yes, sir.
I just have a question. You were reading the second parcel, you said 2310 instead of 213.
I'm sorry.
So I just want to make.
No, okay, that's fine, that's fine. Okay, I might have looked down on my bifocals here, but that's, okay.
Making sure.
Yeah, it's the property at 314 North Church and the property at 818 West Washington are vacant lots now since we tore them down. This council approved that sometime during this last year. So if there are no other questions, roll call.
Hazel.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Pusa.
Aye.
Bittner.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Tyler.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Silsby.
Aye.
Dillman.
Aye.
Seibert.
Aye.
White.
Aye.
Galletti.
Aye.
Elmore.
Aye.
Musgrove.
Aye.
Motion carries. I ask for a motion to officially approve the temporary relocation of City Hall meetings to Lindenwood, City Council meetings to Lindenwood from February through April. Previously, we had it through January. As you know, the architect changed firms and several other different things that occurred. So we're not going to be ready come January to move back in City Hall. We're hoping, crossing our fingers, by the 1st of May, but now it's somewhat weather's got us now for all the exterior work. So we'll see how quick winter gets over. So I need a motion though. Lindenwood's fine. They checked their schedule. They're good here. But I wanted to get it approved so we could get it, properly advertised, that the meetings would be here at least through the end of April. Do I hear a motion in a second? Motion by Alderman Silsby, second by Alderman Seibert. Any discussion? All in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Noted, 1 no, Mr. Bittner. Motion carries. This last one is a motion to approve records disposal certificate dated December 2nd, 2016. This was a request of the city clerk. This is just the typical stuff that's,
Yeah, nothing, it's old stuff that for the last 10 years we could have destroyed, and we've just finally got around to disposal and
we
scanned
need a
everything.
motion and we need a second. Motion by Alderman Tyler, second by Alderman Galetti to just properly dispose of the stuff from the city clerk's office as requested. No further discussion, roll call.
Discussion.
I'm sorry, discussion.
Items 2 and 18 go up to the year of 2015. Is there any requirement to keeping this stuff any longer?
No, everything that's on the list has been, the list has already been approved by the state, so everything, all the requirements, have been met. And a lot of things are copies of other copies too. We just don't ever want to throw it away,
We have a motion, we have a second, roll call.
Hazel.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Pusa.
Aye.
Bittner.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Tyler.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Sillsby.
Aye.
Dillman.
Aye.
Seibert.
Aye.
White.
Aye.
Galletti.
Aye.
Elmore. Musgrove.
Aye.
Motion carries. We go to finance, Alderman Silsby.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the low bid of $20,975 from D.E. Martin Roofing for the roof replacement at Engine House number 1. So moved.
Motion by Alderman Silsby, second by Alderman Seibert. To hear discussion on the roof repair, roll call.
Mayor.
Hazel.
Aye.
Hmm?
Seeing this is significantly lower than the others, have we done business with this company before?
Kenny, we done business with this company before?
No, sir, we have not. They're from Lebanon, Illinois, and they met all the project specifications,
Okay.
but we have not since I've been
And
there.
I asked that question, but I think, I forget who in heck told me, they said they had a pretty good reputation.
Yes, they do.
Then she did some checking too.
All right.
We have a motion, we have a second. Are you abstaining then when we get to you?
Yeah.
Fire department. Roll call.
Hazel.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Pusa.
Aye.
Bittner.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Tyler.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Sillsby.
Aye.
Dillman.
Aye.
Seibert.
Aye.
White.
Aye.
Galletti.
Aye.
Elmore. Musgrove.
Aye.
Motion carries. We go Alderman Silsby.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the 2016 tax levy. So moved.
Motion by Alderman Silsby, do I hear a second? Second by Alderman Seibert, do I hear discussion? Roll call.
Hazel.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Pusa.
Aye.
Bittner.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Tyler.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Sillsby.
Aye.
Dillman.
Aye.
Seibert.
Aye.
White.
Aye.
Galletti.
Aye.
Elmore.
Aye.
Musgrove.
Aye.
Motion carries. Alderman Silsby.
I'd like to make a motion to approve request from Belleville Main Street to reduce St. Patrick's Day block party event bill from the city to $3,125.85. So moved.
Motion by Alderman Silsby, do I hear a second? Alderman Hazel, do I hear discussion?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I was not at the finance meeting where this was discussed, but I understand that this bill was over $8,400, and that was a decreased amount. It was higher than that. and
It was 80, it was, no, 80, yeah, 8,400, sounds right.
8474. Is somebody here from Main Street?
They were at finance the other night, but I don't see them now.
And I'm a huge supporter of the event. I'm not degrading the event. My wife would say I'm too big of a supporter, maybe I should have the microphone. The 8474, and they're wanting us to take it down to 3125. And that means that we're waiving off the expense of $5,300 some odd dollars. And I think we're on a slippery slope here with setting a really bad precedence of all the events that we have in this city that are great events that require police protection. And they're saying they can pay $3,300 now. I don't see why we wouldn't let them work with time. We're only 90 days from the next St. Patrick's Day. They had $5,000 of new money last year in a 5K run that was very successful. They'll surely have more runners next year if they increase that $5 a person. And if we can wait, and maybe we can't wait. I don't know, that's another question for somebody to answer. But we're only talking about if they're paying $3,300 now, letting them have some more time to pay $2,050. I know I'm going to get asked, so you're taking our tax dollars to pay for a party? It's going to happen. People are going to ask me that question, and that's going to be a reasonable question for taxpayers to ask.
I'm not
Right.
disagreeing with you.
And I just think that I don't see any reason why we can't give them more time, at least get through another event, which is 90 days away. And maybe they can consider charging another $5 per runner. And maybe they'll even make more money this year. And we'll have a better grip on what we're doing. This is still a fledgling event that they're still trying to figure out. We're still trying to figure out how to police it. But to just sit here and wave off $5,300, as I say, for a party, I think we're on a really slippery slope, and every person that has an event now, whether it be a 5K, a picnic, a wing fling, whatever, they're going to point back at this night and say, hey, you guys waived $5,300 for the St. Patrick's Day party. I want my $5,300 waived. I just really, really encourage us to sit back. If we're not pressed for this $2,050 that they aren't going to cover, I don't see why we couldn't wait another 90 days and see if they can recoup it. So, but we already have a motion on the floor, don't we?
We have a motion and we have a second. This was discussed. They did have quite a bit of information they shared at the committee meeting, and it obviously satisfied the committee because I think it might have been a unanimous vote, wasn't it, Mr. Silsby? I believe
It
so.
was.
It was at the committee meeting. It was 8-0.
Is there a reason why we can't give them another 90 days?
Well, I mean, that was hashed out at the committee meeting. They had, and I'm kind of surprised no one's here tonight, and I don't want to pretend to try to repeat everything that their case, but they made their case, and the 8 aldermen on finance agreed unanimously to, and they stated some things also that they were going to do because this one, they fell on their face on it, basically. They slipped and fell and they lost money.
And I have talked to some of them, and they have said that the city made some decision to require them to have more police officers than was originally needed, and they weren't anticipating that big of an expense. And I understand, we were still feeling out how it was going to work with the Leprechaun Run and any event. You never know what weather's going to do and things like that. Another year of experience on both sides of the fence, the cities and theirs, can be very beneficial. I'm just saying, I don't see why we need to just waive $5,350, and every other event in Belleville is going to come back and look at us on that, including the taxpayers saying, wow, you guys waived $5,350 for a party.
Okay,
I don't
is
think it'd be
anybody
a bad
making,
idea
anybody
to-
making an amendment to this, or what do I hear?
I'll make an amendment if I can.
You can do that, we'd have to do it now.
Well, I didn't make the original motions. Oh, they have to accept it. I'll make the amendment that we give them another 90 days to try to satisfy the amount owed to the city. That's my amendment.
Is there a second to that amendment?
I'll second that.
Seconded by Alderman Bittner that to not settle for the current split that they requested of $3,125.85, but to give them another additional 90 days to pay the amount that they were billed.
To get through their event, to get their income back in line.
So we have a motion and a second. We have to vote on the amendment first, correct? I'll ask for a roll call vote on the amendment.
Hazel.
No.
Kinsella.
No.
Pusa.
No.
Bittner.
Yes.
Randall.
No.
Tyler.
No.
Anthony.
No.
Silsby.
No.
Dentelman.
Yes.
Cyber.
No.
White.
Yes.
Galletti. Elmore.
Yes.
Musgrove.
No.
Amendment fails.
Okay, so we go back to the original motion. That amendment failed. Go back to the original motion. I'll call for a vote on it, a roll call to approve accepting. And as I said, just for the audience here, you'd have to go back and dig out the minutes. There was quite a bit of discussion from the 8 aldermen and quite a bit of exchange of information. And they had already admitted quite a few things they were already adjusted because they took a loss on that event. But I think the general consensus at the time was that it's both the Chamber and Main Street together now, and these are the two organizations that the city does, we get behind funding-wise, we have for many years. So that was kind of where they were coming from, hopefully that, but they know they gotta tighten their belt, and they know they gotta watch this closer. It was only their second, this year would only be the third time they've ever done that event. So we have the regular motion is to approve this, accept this recommendation from Finance. Roll call.
Hazel.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Pusa.
Aye.
Bittner.
No.
Randall.
Aye.
Tyler.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Silsby.
Aye.
Dillman.
No.
Seibert.
Aye.
White.
No.
Galletti.
Aye.
Elmore.
No.
Musgrove.
Aye.
It passes.
Yeah. How many did you have?
10
to 4. Motion carries. That's why I was just curious about. Okay, we move on. We move on to the motion. I ask for a motion to approve the GIS proposal from Volker Inc. for infrastructure evaluation. And as you know, this is also not only going to help us with infrastructure, but it's going to help Jamie get to where we're needing to go with the Gatsby and the accounting. So it's got that dual purpose. Alderman Silsby's making the motion. Do I hear a second? Alderman Dillman, do I hear discussion?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
A significant amount. Was there any competitive bid on the process, or was it just slightly?
Jamie's not here tonight. She was excused. Alyssa, you want to go ahead? She was prepared.
Jamie actually spoke to 3 different groups. This was the one that was the lowest and could do it in a timely manner. She has 2 years to meet fulfillment for the state criteria to have this inventory done. This would allow for it to be done within a year as opposed to the full 2 years necessary. So that gave some flexibility in making sure it was done correctly. In addition, the size of staff that would be available was attractive. And she actually had myself, Tim Gregwitz, and Matthew Chandler, who's our GIS coordinator, sit in and review this discussion and tell exactly what we needed. The closest that I'm aware of as far as bids was $10,000 over this. So we felt fairly comfortable with picking this one, especially with the fact that they have a dedicated GIS staff as opposed to a staff that's doing multiple different disciplines.
Well, I understand that. I sympathize with the reasoning, but wouldn't it be helpful if we actually saw the figures before we voted on it?
I can't speak to that. I just was a portion of reviewing what was done and telling what was needed. I'm sure it probably would be for you if you're saying that it would be, but I don't have that information. That's something that Jamie would have. She's not present.
Alderman Randall?
Thank you, Mayor. I think Alderman's White question had to do with whether or not a formal RFP was requested. And my understanding is that because it has to do with engineering, a formal RFP is not required. Discussion was had with 3 different firms, and Volker seemed to match the criteria that the finance director needed in order to move forward with satisfying the state's requirements.
That's pretty much a summary of the committee meeting. Anything else? I will then call for a roll call vote.
Hazel.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Pusa.
Aye.
Bittner.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Tyler.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Silsby.
Aye.
Dillman.
Aye.
Seibert.
Aye.
White. Galletti. Elmore. Musgrove.
Aye.
Motion carries. Streets and grades, Alderman Seibert.
Yes, Your Honor, I have a recommendation from the Streets and Grades and the city engineer to approve useful estimate of maintenance for 2017-2018. So moved, Your Honor.
Motion by Alderman Seibert, do I hear a second? Second by Alderman Bittner, do I hear discussion? Roll call.
Hazel.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Pusa.
Aye.
Bittner.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Tyler.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Silsby.
Aye.
Dillman.
Aye.
Seibert.
Aye.
White.
Aye.
Galletti.
Aye.
Elmore. Musgrove.
Aye.
Motion carries. Traffic Committee, Alderman White.
Thank you, Your Honor. On behalf of the Traffic Committee, I'd like to make a motion to leave 2-hour parking at 600 block of East Beach Street and have the proper ordinance drawn.
Motion by Alderman Glade, second by Alderman Pusa. James?
But I want to add something to that. I spoke to all the neighbors over there, the majority of the neighbors over there, and the signs are on B, C, and Delmar. So I spoke to the majority of the neighbors, I left messages with a few of the others, and everybody wants them down. So I would like to include C, D, and Delmar.
And this is-
600 block of B and C. I'm wrong. It's B and C and Delmar.
At Delmore between B and C.
Between
But
them.
these signs were all put up, I remember it, at the request of Marsh Stencil, back when I was an alderman. They had a parking trouble over there. And Marsh Stencil's been closed now probably for 10 years. So would you accept that addition to that, Mr. White?
Yes, I would.
So everybody understand the motion to, we would delete the 2-hour parking in the 600 block of East B and the 600 block of East C and Delmore Street between B and C that previously surrounded the Marsh Stencil building that was requested by them many years ago, probably 15 years ago, 18 years ago. We have a motion and we have a second. All in favor of this motion to have the proper ordinance drawn signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, Board of Police and Fire Commission. I'd ask for a motion to approve, first of all, promotions of engineer Joshua Cates to captain and promotion of firefighter Fred Frizik to engineer. Do I hear a motion? Motion by Alderman Silsby, second by Alderman Hazel. Do I hear discussion about the first promotion? Roll call.
Hazel.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Pusa.
Aye.
Bittner.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Tyler.
Abstain.
Anthony.
Aye.
Silsby.
Aye.
Dillman.
Aye.
Seibert.
Aye.
White.
Aye.
Galletti.
Aye.
Elmore. Musgrove.
Aye.
Motion carries. And now I'd ask for a motion to approve the hiring of 2 probationary firefighters, Josh Owens and Alex Blair, effective January 3rd, 2013. Do I hear a motion for that? Alderman Seibert. Do I hear a second? Alderman Anthony. Do you hear discussion on these 2 hires? Roll call.
Hazel.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Pusa.
Aye.
Bittner.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Tyler.
Abstain.
Anthony.
Aye.
Silsby.
Aye.
Dillman.
Aye.
Seibert.
Aye.
White.
Aye.
Galletti.
Aye.
Elmore.
Aye.
Musgrove.
Aye. Your Honor,
Motion carries.
just to note, I believe you said 2013 instead of 2017.
I'm sorry, January 3rd, 2017 is when the 2 probationaries will be hired. And I was just going back, I think that's why my mind slipped up. I wanted to make a note that the 2 promotions go into effect on the 20th tomorrow at 12:01 a.m. tonight, or tomorrow morning. So we note that, and thank you. I did slip up there. At this time, I'd ask for a motion to approve the hiring of a police officer, Charles Smith, effective January 6th, 2017. Alderman Silsby makes the motions, second by Alderman Anthony, chairs Police and Fire Committee. Any discussion on these 2? Yes.
Your Honor, is this a new hire or a replacement?
It's a, get us back, I think it gets us back to 80, or 85. We've had a couple of them retire recently. So we have a motion and a second. Yeah, this is not additional to what's in the budget. This is in the budget. Roll call.
Hazel.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Pusa.
Aye.
Bittner.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Tyler.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Silsby.
Aye.
Dillman.
Aye.
Seibert.
Aye.
White.
Aye.
Galletti.
Aye.
Elmore. Musgrove.
Aye.
Motion carries. At this time, Chief Poor, you want to introduce your new firefighters promotions and new ones if they're here?
Captain Jack Cates here, Engineer Fred Friesbeck, and this is our newly firefighter Alex Blair. Josh Owens is still a police officer in Cape Girardeau, Missouri, so he's still on duty currently for another couple of days, so he's unable to make the meeting, but congratulations.
Gentlemen, congratulations. Thank you. And Captain Moody is our new officer, that probationary that we just approved. Is he here? Not here. Well, we'll have to congratulate him when we see him. We swear him in. Families, thank you for coming. It's great to see that. You certainly can sneak out if you like. I don't blame you.
We have a lose game to make.
Oh my goodness, well, you got to get your priorities. Okay, thank you. Congratulations again. Okay, we go on to Parks and Recreation Committee. I'd ask for a motion to approve a facility agreement with the Citizens Park. Alderman Dillman, second by Alderman Seibert. This is something we've had for years, we just renewed it and kind of fine tuned it. Garrett and Debbie and I went all through it, and it's just a renewal. We have a motion, we have a second. Roll call.
Hazel.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Pusa.
Aye.
Bittner.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Tyler.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Sillsby.
Aye.
Dillman.
Aye.
Seibert.
Aye.
White.
Aye.
Galletti. Elmore. Musgrove.
Aye. Motion carries. Communications?
12A, communication from Belleville's class of 1977 reunion committee for their 40th high school reunion. They're requesting to be held on October 6, 2017 from 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. They're also requesting to reserve the empty section area up East Main and North Church Street, the corner area in front of the store that was used as the Belleville 200th celebration, and across from Tavern on Main. They're also requesting 4 picnic tables from the city of Belleville, and with the council's permission, they will be furnishing their own tents for coverage that they will set up.
You do just those two, or you gonna do all four?
I can do them all.
Yeah, if nobody objects, let's just do all together.
12B, communication from the Ancient Order of Hibernians to hold the 15th Annual St. Patrick's Day Parade on Saturday, March 11, 2016, from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. Requesting 8 sets of barricades to be placed at the parade assembly lot, and requesting the traffic control be handled by the Belleville Police Department. 12C, request from the September 11th Memorial Walkway of Southern Illinois Committee to host their 6th annual 5K run. This event will be held on Sunday, September 10th, 2017, with a start time of 9:11 a.m. The start and finish area is North 3rd Street and West C Street between Huff Park and Franklin School. The committee is requesting 1 or 2 police officers for traffic control at to be determined locations. They're also requesting street barricades and traffic cones to be placed in certain areas. 12D, a request from the September 11th Memorial Walkway of Southern Illinois Committee to hold a 9/11 moment of remembrance. Ceremony the afternoon of Sunday, September 11, 2017, from 11:30 a.m. until 12 noon at Firehouse Number 4 at 1125 South Illinois Street.
And if you would just note that that Sunday is a typo, it's supposed to be Monday.
Mayor,
Yes, sir.
back at 12B, where it says, on the second line, it says March 11, 2016.
Supposed to be 17. You're right. It is for the new one for this year, so it's 70. Good. I'm surprised we didn't catch that one. I didn't have the calendar in front of me for Sunday, Monday. So everybody note those 2 corrections. Okay, with that said, all in favor of approving those, and just to let everybody know, I checked with the chamber, since they had the chili cook-off that weekend, I made sure that they had no problem about that class reunion. I got their permission before we, because it's the same spread down the street there. All in favor of these 4 communications signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Petitions, we have none. Resolutions, none. I'd ask for a motion to read by title only ordinance 7998, 7999, 8000, 8001, and 8002.
As a group.
As a group, by title only and as a group, motion was. I hear a second? Second by Alderman Silsby. That motion was by Alderman Seibert. So we're going to have to. Oh, I'm sorry, 2000, okay. This is the one, I'm sorry, I missed this, that was a slip here. Also is ordinance number 8003. Do you include that, gentlemen, both of you?
Yes.
Okay, Alderman Silsby?
Yes.
Okay, so we have that also to include 8,000. We're gonna, as you flip your page, the reason I was hesitant there, I'm gonna ask to hold 8004 until the next meeting so he can change it to adjust those stop signs, okay? Okay, so everybody understands we're reading by title only and as a group, 98 through 8003. All in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
15A, ordinance 7998 of 2016, ordinance 7998 of 2016, ordinance approving the 2016 tax levy. 15B, ordinance 7999 of 2016, ordinance 7999 of 2016, ordinance dissolving TIF number 1. 15C, ordinance 8000, 2016, ordinance 8000, 2016, ordinance dissolving TIF number 2. 15D, ordinance 8001, 2016, ordinance 8001 of 2016 is an ordinance dissolving TIF number 4. 15E, ordinance 8002, 2016, ordinance 8002, 2016 is an ordinance approving debt service tax abatement. And 15F, ordinance number 8003 of 2016, ordinance 8000, 2016, an ordinance annexing certain territory owned by Michael and Allison Anderson to the city of Belleville, Illinois.
Do I hear a motion to approve these ordinances as read by Alderman Seibert, second by Alderman Silsby? Do I hear a discussion on these ordinances?
One question,
Yes,
sir. On 15E, 8002, how much are we paying total?
On the
Tax, the debt service tax abatement?
she's not here tonight, I don't have that number. Do you know that number by chance?
I thought there was something in here. She said based on the county. She couldn't say.
Yeah, she couldn't get any estimates yet.
She's got a,
If you go to the ordinance 8002-2016 in your packet, it actually breaks it down. Approval date amount, well, that's not an issue, so the tax itself.
No, this is on, not on the tax levy, I'm talking on the debt service.
Debt service.
Ordinance abating all taxes here to levy for the year 2016.
Let's see how much we're getting.
Do you see the list?
It's going to be the entire year.
Yeah.
We don't levy to pay those bonds, right?
Yeah, that's right, we don't levy those bonds.
This is just a formality because the city doesn't levy to pay those bonds.
But by statute, we have to go through the formality. Annual basis, okay?
And is there something we have to pay on these though?
You still
We still paying
pay the debt service, you just don't do it with a separate levy.
So we have a motion and a second to approve the ordinances 7998 through 8003. And that seems to be the only question, hearing no others. I'd ask for a roll call.
Hazel.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Pusa.
Aye.
Bittner.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Tyler.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Silsby.
Aye.
Dillman.
Aye.
Seibert.
Aye.
White.
Aye.
Galletti.
Aye.
Elmore.
Aye.
Musgrove.
Aye.
Ordinance is approved. Unfinished business. Go on to miscellaneous and new business, motor fuel, $45,232.54. Alderman Seibert makes the motion to approve. Alderman White second. Any discussion on motor fuel? Roll call.
Hazel.
Aye.
Kinsella.
Aye.
Pusa.
Aye.
Bittner.
Aye.
Randall.
Aye.
Tyler.
Aye.
Anthony.
Aye.
Silsby.
Aye.
Dillman.
Aye.
Seibert.
Aye.
White. Galletti.
Aye.
Elmore.
Aye.
Musgrove.
Aye.
Motion carries. We have nothing for executive session tonight. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Silsby, Kinsella, second by Alderman Elmore. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.